2-year-old Blessin Leitner is weighing heavily on her family, the community, and the officers trying to solve this case. Detectives say the 911 call they received.
Engine 78, respond with engine 75, 904 Poplar Lane for 3 gunshot victims. 3 gunshot victims, including 1 juvenile.
Came from inside the home.
And looking at any potential, whether it was one of the people in the home, somebody that came into the home, those are all still things that we are actively looking at.
Today we're going to be in Melbourne. It's a city in Brevard County, Florida, and it's located about 72 miles southeast of Orlando. On August 29, 2025, a home located on the 900 block of Poplar Lane became the scene of a tragedy that left 2 people in critical condition and 1 person unalive. Detectives are continuing right now to sort through the details of the triple shooting, and in that shooting, a 2-year-old child will lose their life and our grandparents will be wounded in that South Melbourne residence. Unfortunately, no arrests have been made, but so far the police are keeping quiet about the most pressing portions of the case. The shooting was reported at 10:51 p.m. on August 29th at a single-story 3-bedroom home at 904 Poplar Lane. Several adults were known to live in the home at the time. Inside, officers found a gruesome scene. In one of the bedrooms, 3 gunshot victims, including that child who was identified as Blessings. 2 additional victims, 54-year-old male and a 48-year-old woman, were taken to Holmes Regional Medical Center. As loved ones search for more answers of who would do this and how someone could take the life of a 2-year-old child, investigators can only confirm that the victims were shot inside the residence, but have not given any further details if the person was in the home, or if the person was outside of the home, or if it was a drive-by, or so forth. The scene has been thoroughly processed, though, and investigators stayed on the scene a few days to make sure they gather all their available evidence for their review.
Police tell me investigators are working around the clock to bring justice to the family of 2-year-old Blessin Leitner's family. Now, we also know that the house has been cleared where this all happened, but detectives say their work is far from over. Now, police tell us the toddler was visiting her grandparents on the night of the shooting. Officers say both of them were shot and are still receiving treatment at the hospital. Detectives confirmed to us that the original 911 call came from inside the home. Police say they're executing search warrants, conducting interviews, and following new leads provided by the public.
As for 2-year-old Blessings, she had just turned 2 on August 25th. She was her mother's one and only child and her father's only daughter. For Blessings' mom, she was one and done. This little girl was her whole entire world. She was so happy to find out she was having a girl after she learned she was pregnant. And when Blessings came into the world, it changed her world for the better. On Blessing's first birthday, her mom would write, "I really have a 1-year-old. I can't believe it's been a year already. I love you so much, baby girl. Mama's going to give you the world one day. Happy first birthday, baby. My Virgo twin, my Minnie." So as you can see, her mom had plans for her daughter. She wanted to be better. She wanted to give her daughter a life that she never had. And now that's all been snatched from her in a senseless crime. As for Blessing's father, she was the light of his world. One loved one said, "This is so unfair. My cousin loved the ground that his one and only baby girl walked on. He was a real girl dad. I actually saw my cousin smile more in these last 2 years than he has in a while. He had a reason to smile, and that was because of his baby girl." Again, they just celebrated her. Her birthday was August 25th. She was so loved, she was so cherished, and a special part of her family. So it's vital that detectives find who did this and why they did it, because justice needs to be served for this family. In a time like this, people's emotions are running high. Blessing's mother is one of 7, so she has many siblings. People are not taking this well. And before something happens the wrong way, I pray that they can find whoever did this and get them off the street so they can get justice the right way. No matter the rhyme or reason, there is never an excuse to take a child's life, ever, especially a 2-year-old. I hope her family gets the closure they need. Again, the authorities are not speaking much, but they did do a press conference about the situation, giving more details.
On August 29th at approximately 10:51 p.m., our officers responded at 904 Poplar Lane in reference to a shooting with victims. They encountered 3 total victims, 2 adults, 1 black male, 1 black female, and a juvenile 2 years of age. The 2 adults were medically treated and taken to a local hospital where they're receiving and continue to receive care. Unfortunately, the 2-year-old child, Blessin Leitner, was pronounced deceased at the scene. Since that time period, our officers and our investigators have been conducting a number of investigatory processes to include search warrants on the property and additional search warrants to investigate different aspects of this crime. They've conducted numerous interviews. They're receiving a number of leads and information from the public, and they are conducting those follow-ups as well, and they continue to do so. We continue to urge the public to provide the information. We've been given permission to send out a request through Crime Line. They are committing $5,000 as reward to this case, so there is opportunities there. But as with any situation or any incident like this, the public's assistance is always welcomed. And we will continue to follow up anything that we receive, as well as go through what we have already learned. Is there any specific questions?
Can you tell us about the other adults in the house and the other children?
I cannot give specifics to the number of people that were in the house. The house was occupied. Everybody that was in the home is being interviewed to the best of our abilities and leading us to, follow up other investigations. I can confirm that Blessin Leitner does not reside at the home. She was staying there as being watched as her parents were taking care of having a night out. So.
Were the victims her grandparents, Blessins?
I believe the male victim was of relation.
If you can give us any information, someone came into the house, broke in, how, was it there a fight? Do you guys know anything, or is that still under investigation?
It's still under investigation. We are looking into every aspect and looking at any potential, whether it was one of the people in the home, somebody that came into the home. Those are all still things that we are actively looking at, and we are not ruling out anything at this time.
Commander, so you are actively looking for a suspect or suspects in this case?
We have not definitively identified a specific suspect, but we are evaluating and looking at every aspect or every potential lead.
So with the murderer still out there, the neighbors in the area do feel a sense of fear. Is there a threat to public safety?
We have not encountered anything that would indicate that the neighborhood has a specific threat outside of this home.
Commander, do you have any idea at this point why this happened?
No, we're not able to identify a motive, and that's quite often the key question everybody asks, but is quite often the most difficult to answer. So we will do everything in our power to try to determine that, but we do not have anything we can release at this time.
Can you comment about how hard, not only this is for the neighborhood, the family, but officers to go into a scene like that?
These are tremendous, and I will tell you this. Our investigators give every victim of a homicide their complete, undivided attention, full 100% effort. But when you insert a 2-year-old child like Blessin Leitner, it summons an extra level of energy that, takes them to that next level of trying to determine what happened. And they are physically, mentally affected by these things. Our police officers, our investigators, their parents, their aunties, their uncles, they identify these situations with their own family, which makes it difficult on them emotionally, physically, and it also gives them that level of energy to seek out and determine what happened, and that drive to give it that extra effort. So as far as that goes, yes, this is a horrible situation. The members of the community, the officers who responded, the investigators, and the employees that are helping with the investigation, those are difficult situations. Absolutely one of the worst things that a police officer and an employee from a police department can respond to.
And I just want to make sure that I'm clear. You are not saying this was like a random break-in. You are focused on this could have been just a family situation with everyone inside that home?
We are looking at all aspects. There's nothing that's been discovered yet that indicate that it was, a random act or a specific act. We're looking at all aspects of what could have happened. It's a difficult situation to be able to. We, in this situation, walk a fine line. We want the public to be assured that they're not in danger, but at the same time, we can't tip our hats to the information we provide at risk of identifying potential, information that a suspect could potentially utilize to either escape or leave, or someone else takes, the law into their own hands and goes out and acts on behalf of the victims. And so we have to be careful as to what we release at this time. So as I said earlier, we don't have any information that leads us to believe the neighborhood and the residents in the area are at risk, but we are investigating every aspect.
Is there worry that there could be retaliation?
There's always a concern in a situation like this where we're not completely confident as to what happened. We respond to situations all the time. Sometimes we respond to a situation where you've got 5 cameras from different angles and three witnesses that give absolutely the best testimony. Sometimes you respond and you've got 20 people saying 20 different things, no cameras, no information, and you have to start from scratch and do everything you can. And the majority of the times we're in the middle. And this is one of those situations where we're in the middle. We've got a lot of good information flowing. Our investigators have a lot of things to follow up on. It's just when you open a box of a 1,000-piece puzzle, you just got to start somewhere and start putting it all together. And that's where we're at right now.
It was a holiday weekend. Was this a holiday gathering?
It was 10:51 p.m. and there really wasn't. It was a normal night for the residents as far as we know.
I saw that police have been at the house every day. Are you guys going to continue to do that?
We still have, for better terms, control of the home. Like I said earlier, we do search warrants on the home, even if, in situations like this where there's, there may be multiple residents, multiple people have access to different areas, we legally are obligated to get a search warrant in that situation. And we will generally hold the home until we've determined that we've investigated to the best of our ability and we have no reason to need to go back in.
Will the home still be held, or has that been cleared?
It will be cleared at some point. Obviously, there's things like autopsies and different things that will take place and different investigatory items that we'll look at. We'll even go back and look at, the officers that were on scene, look at their body cameras and review things and determine, hey, did we miss something? Because someone might go, hey, that item wasn't there, or this was different than what we recall seeing. And so the reason we're holding that house is to continue to work that process and determine what else might be needed.
Are you comfortable telling us if the shooter is known to the victims?
We are not releasing any information as of right now. I apologize.
Are you comfortable saying how many other people were in the home?
No, we're not releasing that at this time either.
How cooperative have people been as you try to investigate and figure out exactly what happened?
There's always a mixture. I mean, sometimes people are fully cooperative. Some people are. When you respond to a situation like this and you've got victims, they're initially in shock. Obviously, we have 2 victims that are in the hospital receiving medical attention. They may not even be able to talk to us. So those things delay our ability to take on certain aspects of the investigation. And we're reliant on those recoveries and those opportunities to discuss the incident with those individuals. And so overall, I've been told that the participation and the cooperation has been positive, and we hope that continues.
Can you tell us if the 911 call, did it come from inside the home? Was it a neighbor that heard something, or where the initial reports of a shooting came from?
I believe the initial came from inside the home, but I'll be honest, I can't give you that 100%.
And at this point, do you think that Blessin was targeted by whoever did this, or she happened to be caught in some kind of shooting situation that was happening in the home?
We hope the investigation will make that determination, but I can't speak specific to that.
And I guess just talk with us your hopes that this case doesn't go cold and we're going to see justice served.
that's always the case. And like I said, our investigators are giving this 100%. We've got people that have literally probably slept only a couple hours this past few days, so they're committing to it. And luckily, an agency of our size can allocate resources and dedicate themselves to the situation, and that's just what we're doing right now.
The two that are in the hospital currently, are you going to be releasing their names? Are they from the area, and do they live in that house?
They are from the Melbourne area, but we're not going to be releasing their names as part of their protective rights as victims.
And do you have a photo of Blessin that you can release?
As I said, we've been working with Crime Line, and there should be one released here shortly via them.
And just a question, a lot of people order DoorDash or have people who come by late at night. Can you just offer a statement as to how this person got into the house to kind of let folks know that maybe, what happened?
Well, we've not received any information that would lead us to believe that it was a DoorDash or something similar to that.
How did they get in the house?
We're not at liberty to discuss the specifics of that at this time. I apologize.
But my thoughts and prayers go out to this family in their difficult time. And let me know your thoughts. Also, don't forget to comment your prayers for this family as well, and that justice be served and whoever did this be found sooner than later. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke. Things change quickly.